I'm live. What's up? What's up, guys? Gonna wait for some folks to get on in here. Our guy, Human, Cindy, Vigilance Committee, Cliff, Hebrew Hammer. What is up, brother? Hey, you, LG. Yep, I know it. This is a public service. Good to see you, brother. Writes Crispy. Who would have guessed this guy'd be up in here? Hurry up and wait. Bill Smith. Dennis, what's up, buddy? Jumpa01. Blind Justice. Always a pleasure to see you, sir. It is a good time to hit that thumbs up, guys. We're going to cover the Benghazi Rabbits trial that just happened a couple weeks back. And it was the trial for North Carolina. Thanks, Third Space Maker. Some people get offended by it, but I don't care. Mr. Dr. Sean Barry, Ronnie Boy, what's up? Jump is at work till midnight. Plymouth, Massachusetts. Well, don't work too hard, my friend. Don't work too hard. Anybody's able to come up on panel. Let me throw that invite link up there. I know my boy Crispy's probably going to come up, maybe. And we got some other people might want to come up. Let me throw that link here in the chat. There you go, guys. Brandon, if you know something about the case too, please feel free to come on up. And yeah, you got me there, Douglas. I am the public candy taker. I'm actually a special agent of the FBCI, which is a new government entity. A new government entity that, of course, is taxpayer funded, but they pay us to go around and to test public candy and make sure it's good for consumption. So I've got a cushy job working for the feds. It's about a 12-figure income and all the free candy you can eat. So definitely want to check that out. All right, we're good there. Sweet. Mr. Crispy's in the house.
What's up, bro?
What's up? What's up? Sounds good. We're checking the audio, guys, because we're actually in the same room here. I'm chilling over at Wright's house, and I'm on my laptop, and he's on his desktop. So we're just trying to make sure that the audio sounds good. That way, we're not.
Yeah, we're like 2 feet from each other.
Yeah, we're not crispy in the mics. What's up, Piner? Wanda Mize, John D. All right, guys, we've got some people in here. I've blathered on long enough. It's 4:20. Look at that. Smoke them if you got them.
Thanks to everyone watching now and in the future. What's up, Piner?
All right. And we want to talk a little bit about the Benghazi Rabbits incident in Avery County, North Carolina. And for those of you that haven't seen the video, you can check that out on Benghazi Rabbits channel. I put it on my channel, but YouTube took it down, gave me a community guideline strike, and stopped me from posting for 7 days because I don't know. I don't think they appreciate too much of the truth coming out. So it was a good video in the fact that every moment was captured. Um, the rabbit went into the county commission meeting, and he was standing quietly in the back, and he had a sign that he unfurled, and the sign said, "I'm not a gynecologist, but I know a see you next Tuesday when I see one." And it had a picture of the lady commissioner on there. Um, you know, some might consider it vulgar, some might consider it obscene, but the fact is, it's free speech. He's allowed to say it. He's allowed to wear it. He's allowed to put it on a flag or put it on a pair of boxers for, you know, what anybody cares about. So, but and what happened was is they immediately walked over to him, and they almost immediately went hands on him. They didn't ask him to leave. He kept asking if he was trespassed under threat of arrest. He would leave. They never gave him that information. None of the commissioners, had asked him to leave. So he ended up getting arrested. They took it to court, and there's some interesting aspects to this. Uh, First of all, they gave him a charge of disruption of an official meeting and resisting arrest. Now, when they went to the court, um, the information I have says that they turned off all recording devices, would not allow recording devices in the courthouse, and they sent home the clerk and the stenographer, so there would be no record of this trial. Um,
I
you know,
just can't believe that.
yeah, Wright says he can't believe it, but I mean, it's a possibility. It's definitely a possibility, and again, I got it from a trusted, viable source, so I'm leaning towards yes that did happen. Figuring it's a small court, North Carolina, and these aren't your average guys that are going up against the Benghazi Rabbit, right? They had the commissioners, they had the deputies that did the arrested, and they had the sheriff in the courthouse in the courtroom um, as witnesses um, to this arrest. Um, it was a bench trial in district court. He was found guilty on both charges by the judge. Um, they have appealed. That says they were ready for jury trial, and they sent them home on standby. On Wednesday, the jury trial started. The jury selection was a cesspool. Everyone but maybe two or three people were related or were friends of all the witnesses, who are the commissioners, the county manager, the assistant county manager, the deputies, the sheriff, and the DA. Almost every jury member worked for the city, the county, or the state. Um, they were advised to never have an elementary teacher or a first responder or a nurse or a criminal defense jury situation. Um, and they said, unfortunately, this jury was not the worst part of the trial. The judge treated their attorney with disdain. He did not allow their attorney to present exhibits, some evidence that was germane to the case. He said that this was not a First Amendment case when it is clearly a First Amendment case. Um, and that we could not have our attorney speak about the First Amendment or the Fourth Amendment. Now, this is reminiscent, and Wright will testify to this. This is reminiscent of kind of what happened almost in my case, where they tried to disallow the First Amendment defense. And that's actually one of the things that we're appealing on. I'm going to just talk. Can you guys hear me okay through Rogue's mic? I'm just going to talk like this because that happened in a couple of trials that I've been in court for. Yours and the Tom Wells trial. What the prosecutors do is they know damn well that you can
win on that First Amendment. So they do a pretrial motion to dismiss that as your defense, so you can never use the First Amendment. In Tom Wells's case, he actually lost that pretrial, and he wasn't able to use the First Amendment as his defense, which is clearly his entire case. So if you lose that, that's it. And another similarity to your case was the rigged jury. You had a woman who had the entire police force going to her gym. She runs a gym out there. She's a bodybuilder in Dallas, Georgia. She lets the Dallas Police Department work out there for free. And she, yeah, there you go.
Back to you, Tom. All right. Thanks, Rights. Um, so it's gonna echo. All right. All right, guys. But yeah. So this is definitely, and again, they're planning on appealing. But this is something that definitely needs to be looked at. I think maybe um, we need some investigative journalism down there in Avery County, calling, asking questions. How is this possible? Um, how is it possible? Like we should be requesting the court transcripts and see what kind of excuse they can come up with for not recording the trial. Um, it's just disgusting. It just blows my mind. Um, and I've been talking with Benghazi and Rab and Lion One for a long time. Lion One's been a subscriber of mine almost probably since day one. She's probably one of my first subscribers, and I have a lot of support and appreciation that's due to them. So when they told me about this, I said yes, I have to. Yeah, Blind Justice says they don't record district court trials in North Carolina. So it sounds par for course for what it's like there. And as we know from Blind Justice's story already, I mean, there's tyranny out the wazoo in North Carolina. Of course, we've seen North Carolina tyrant hunter brand example. Thanks, buddy. I love it. Good to see you. So yeah, so these are people that have I'm very appreciative of, and they've always had my back and supported me. So I feel really bad that this has happened. Um, it just it mystifies me how the courts can get it so wrong when obviously we know why they get it so wrong is because they're corrupt, right? They want to make sure that their way is followed, their way or the highway. Jasper, that's actually pretty funny, buddy. um, yeah, that's funny. Um, yeah, so me and Rights, we've been having a good old time. For those of you that don't know, I'm moving into Wright's neighborhood, and we're gonna put the lockdown on it. We've already spotted an officer down at the end of our street because I had to go register. I'm on probation, so I had to go down to the sheriff's office and register because I'm on probation. So the next day there's a cop sitting down at the end of mine and Rights Road. So yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna sit on both sides of the road and do the rope pull trick. Yeah, the non-existent rope. That's funny. Hey, Rockford Metro, Wanda, Tag, Jerry, Brandon, Mitchell, everybody. Good to see you guys. Anybody, I guess, can come on up if you want. Um, Wrights is having an echo issue, so he's going to just be in the comments. But anybody's welcome to come up and discuss this for a little bit. We ain't going to be on too long. Um, I wanted to update everybody, but I didn't want to, make it a marathon of an update. It's a serious issue. Um, Definitely one that should not be joked about. Obviously, anybody's freedom when it's taken, or the possibility that it could be taken, is no laughing matter. Um, No, in qualified immunity, they didn't force me into a plea deal because I won't take none of their freaking plea deals for something that I'm not guilty of. They actually convicted me through jury trial as well. And of course, I am appealing that as well. And that is set to go before the Georgia Supreme Court. That's our next stop on the appeal train in Georgia. Yeah, in Georgia, but once you lose a jury trial, you have to motion for a new trial before you can actually appeal the decision. So we made a motion for a new trial. That took exactly 1 year to hear this motion, if you could believe that. One whole year. Yeah. Um, yeah. Might just saying, hoping that it would get dismissed. Um, and what happened is the judge denied our motion for a new trial, which is exactly what we wanted, so that way we could appeal. Um, and that's what we've done. The motion for new trial was denied, and my lawyer is filing the paperwork with the Georgia Supreme Court because it's a constitutional question. So it's going to have to go before the Georgia Supreme Court.
Same vague stuff instructed several times. Oh, sorry, I was just telling you what to tell them. No, that the wording on what you were convicted of um, was there was loafing, and some lingering and hanging about. All those three terms have been um, written in multiple um, laws that multiple cases have gotten those uh, like void for vagueness. Exactly, void for vagueness because they're unconstitutionally vague. That when you say that you're lingering about, it's like, okay, where can I be? Point to the boundary of where I have to go and how long I have to be over there, and I can't come back in here to this public spot. All that stuff wasn't in your charges, and your attorneys, which were public defenders that actually did a really good job, made a really good point to make note of that during the trial, because that has to be noted in order for you to bring it up in the appeal, right? Because if it's not noted during the regular trial, you can't bring it up in the appeal. Hang on.
Sweet, we're passing the mic. It's past the mic night here. um, but yeah, he's exactly right. There's no specificity. Yeah, to what is required of the citizen, right? And of course, everybody's seen the video. I wasn't loafing, lingering, or hanging about. I had a purpose. I was there recording. And then, the statute is even vague in the back end where it says, then the whole statute reads, whoever shall loaf, linger, or hang about wherever an inmate is kept or employed after being asked to desist from the warden or his representative shall be guilty of a felony. Now, it doesn't say what you have to do in order to desist from that activity. So let's say if I was loafing, for example, and there was a work gang, a road crew work gang by me, and the guy asked me, hey, can you desist from loafing? If I was to suddenly start jumping rope in the same spot, would that be okay? Because I desisted from loafing, right? I started jumping rope. So there's no, a citizen is left unsure of how he must comply in order to obey that statute. It's a 106-year-old statute. It was never used before on anybody before me, and it's been used on a couple auditors since. J-Town and Georgia Transparency picked up the charge at a prison down in Savannah, and I just recently heard a couple months back that North Georgia audit also picked up a charge of that a few months back. So um, hopefully we can knock this out at the Supreme Court level. Public service said I'd still be lingering. No, fool, I'm jumping rope. I ain't lingering. What's up, BZ? I am a loafer. Yeah, I know Wanda. To Foshin said I'm a loafer, and that's exactly what I am, my friend. A professional loafer. I loaf around public buildings. It could be Angel. I could be a boat shoe, right? Is that what they call them, Finn? Boat shoes? Yeah. Zipper down, lingering. Yeah. I'm the exact opposite of a loafer, whatever that may be. I'm not sure. Anti loafer. I'm an anti loafer. I'm gonna start a new movement. Um, there was somebody said something. Oh, Piner said get a Wonder Bread T-shirt. Love it. So that's what's going on with the Benghazi Rabbit in the North Carolina case. So definitely show him support. If you guys ain't subbed to the Benghazi Rabbit, definitely go check him out. He does some really good work. He's an activist. He's not a First Amendment auditor activist, but he's an activist. All activists deserve respect for the activism that they're doing, even if you don't agree with the activism that they're doing, right? Because um, when people challenge the edges of what the norm is, they're expanding the rights, um, and making people accountable to what those rights are. And we don't have to like what somebody does in order to respect the fact that they're out there doing it and doing it for rights. Now, I like the Benghazi Rabbit. I like his work, just like I like Sean Porter's work, and just like I like that the professional douche guy's work. Who's that guy? Michael Picard. Yeah, love his work. Just awesome stuff. Different than what I do as a auditor, First Amendment auditor, but definitely still worth my support. Um, so yeah, if you guys got a minute, check them out. Thank them for their support, and see if there's anything that we can do, for them as far as maybe contacting anybody, or if anybody's in the area, maybe going to the case to offer some support that way. A good number of people showed up for our cases in Orlando, so we definitely want to thank those folks. Sentencing for that Social Security case, if you folks haven't heard, is supposed to be in September. So we'll see what the outcome is on that. Hopefully it's good and goes in our favor. We had a lot different argument than some of the other auditors did. I don't know how many of you folks know, but there was another auditor convicted of a Social Security office visit in Missouri, and it's called the Stamps case. Anybody that's interested, you can email me and I'll shoot you a link to the case. Bay Area Transparency was convicted out in California on his Social Security case, which was only the one charge of 385 disobeying a sign. He was convicted on that, and DMA was convicted on his one out in Colorado for the exact same charges that me and Foshin are facing. No, he didn't. DMA didn't. No, the issue with DMA's case is that the judge couldn't distinguish between a foyer and a lobby, and he tried to say that the foyer that DMA was in. Thanks, BZ. He was trying to say that the foyer he was in was the same as a lobby and the same as a corridor. You know what I mean? Like the all that stuff was in that atrium, that foyer, right? And so when he said DMA walked inside from the foyer, he was entering office space when he was really entering the lobby, because the GSA, which is the landlord for the SSA, they specifically lay out what a foyer is, right? It's two sets of double doors. It's about 75 square foot. In between those double doors, there's usually a mat on the ground for people to brush off their snow or their dirt from their boots or shoes, and that's the vestibule. That's the foyer area, right? Um, and then you step into the lobby area, and the lobby area will have corridors going off the lobby area to other parts of the building, maybe to the public bathroom, or maybe to another part of the building that does something else for Social Security. um, and the judge in DMA's case, he listed the definitions for each, foyer, lobby, and you could see the difference. If you read the case, you can see the difference. Yeah, yeah, and I believe DMA is appealing the case. I know he's appealing the sentence, for sure, but I definitely think he's appealing the case. Yeah. This is a public service that I just watched that. I would have made that point too. What point, brother? And what was that question, Six Oaks? That's interesting. I didn't even see that in the footnote. Yeah, BZ dropped 4.99. I told him thanks. He had to get out. D May was sentenced to, I believe, 15 days and like 2 years probation. The thing about it is that I believe it's 18 USC 3551 says that you cannot be sentenced to jail and probation at the same time. They can sentence you to jail and fines, or fines and probation, but they can't sentence you to jail, fines, and probation, right? On the same charge. That's what it says. 18 USC 3551, I believe, is the exact site on that. Somebody could look that up if you'd like. I think it was just a fine. Yeah, Jerry. Uh, Bat was convicted. It was just a fine, I believe. Thanks, Six Oaks. I can't thank you enough, brother. You're always there when I need something like that, man. I appreciate you, brother. Um, but yeah, Bay Area was convicted. Obviously, I'm not going to say his last name on here. I don't know how many people know it, but I'm sure a lot of people in the community know it. But feel free to email me, and I'll shoot you a link to his case as well. Art Vandalay. Oh yeah, I think it's the professor. I think the professor knows more about this than you. uh, and of course, guys, me and Rice have been cutting it up all week. It's been a live fest. Absolutely. I don't know if they can or not. I don't know, ex bootlicker. The the thing about it is, and I was just talking with somebody about this today. Oh, it was a gentleman who called me who has another story for me to cover, and he this is gonna get crazy here, but he's actually got video of the cops taking a bribe, right? So it's definitely going to be interesting. I will be covering that. I'll be getting that story out to you. Uh, it's uh, it's definitely um, interesting to say the least. And I want to highlight this comment here because what's really interesting is that, and once you read all these cases, once you read DMA's case and you read Bat's case, and I want to say the auditor is Kansas City News Now or News Now Kansas City. I want to say that's the auditor for in the Stamps case. But in our case as well, and Foshin will tell you this as well, but in none of these cases has the government offered any kind of evidence that we were in what's known as a tenant agency space, right? And let me tell you how ridiculous this is, right? Because in our case specifically, and in any of the cases specifically, they could have won these cases in like literally 5 or 10 minutes with their first witness, pretty much, you know. And how they would do that, it was the GSA is their landlord, right? So all they'd have to do is subpoena the GSA leasing agent that assigned the SSA that building. Have them come in and say, yeah, they're in a tenant agency space when they were recording. Boom, case closed. There's nothing we could do, right? Because, hold on. The statute says no one can take pictures in tenant agency space without permission. Verbal for non-commercial photography and written for commercial photography. So if the guy who rented the building to the Social Security Administration was to come in and say, yes, I rented that lobby to them as a tenant agency space, I mean, there's literally nothing we could say. But the government hasn't done that. And it's even more in your face in our case because the Orlando Federal Courthouse sits catty corner to another federal building that houses the GSA leasing agent that leased these buildings to the Social Security Administration, right? But they didn't subpoena him. They also didn't include any leases in trial, at evidence at trial that says, hey, we lease this space. This is our space, right? It should be easy. It should be easy enough to prove. Now, they sent us the leases in discovery. And what I noticed and what I pointed out is that in the lease, it says that they have a certain amount of usable space. And then they have a certain amount of common area space, right? And that's why they didn't introduce that to the court at the trial as evidence, because it absolutely proves that there is common areas in this building, right? And another thing that we need to remember while we're, you know, thinking and talking about these subjects is that the government, because we all know how nice they are, right? They didn't, you know, wake up one day and say, God, you know, I think we should be nice today. Let's write a CFR that allows the citizens to come in and take photographs and video in the public areas for news purposes without permission. Let's just do that because, you know, I want to be nice today. They did that because they can't stop us from doing that, right? Because it conforms with First Amendment principles, right? Wherever the public is allowed, the press is allowed. It's equal access. So, them trying to stop us from coming into the public areas of the public building that the general public may enter into would go against those First Amendment principles. So, this isn't something that they're giving to us. This is something that they can't stop, right? They're just documenting the fact that they can't stop it. Thank you, sir. Yeah,
How ridiculous it is that they made that. They're trying like Florida, Louisiana, and Indiana have made 25-foot rules where you can't record police. Like we're the problem, and yet they prioritized that and into legislation before they required all of the police to have body cams and dash cams because America's sheriff, Grandpa GJ, Grady Judd, that likes to be the storyteller and have the only sole narrative to what happened when people die and shit. He loves to just tell how his heroic, brave officers saved us all from this bad guy. And in the meantime, it was the other way around. The bad guys were doing the wet work, and there's no record of it other than his bullshit storytelling. So we have to stay 25 feet back so we can't witness the cop taking the little pouch out of his working gloves and dropping it on the innocent person's floorboard to hem him up. We can't see that from 25 feet away. And the 25 feet is not just an arbitrary number. It is what some phones, I think that's their limit to sound, which is you got a shitty phone if it does that. But I think that's why they came up with that 25-foot rule. You can't get good quality sound from more than 25 feet or less than 20. Yeah, more than 25 feet. That's all I had to say about that.
back to you, Tom.
Yes, tell John that he was on a boat he was drunk driving on a boat.
Yeah, yeah, John D. Wright said that the deputy was drunk driving on a boat, and he ended up getting arrested. But Grady Judd and those guys are corrupt as hell. That's why they don't want body cams. And Carmine Marcino, yep, from Lee County. And also the guy up there in Walton County. I forgot what the sheriff's name is, but that whole damn county's corrupt. If you guys haven't checked out Alan Osborne or the Alan Osborne show, you got to check that out, man. That guy goes hog wild on these guys. He lets it all hang out, and you could tell he's telling the truth because they ain't sued him yet. They ain't put him in jail yet for, you know, and and he tells him, he straight up tells him, I love watching that guy, Alan Osborne. He's up in the Panhandle. He's a vet, and he keeps his local government accountable. He's at the meetings. He lets them know. He files lawsuits. I mean, he's definitely an excellent citizen and a great great patriot.
We have 120 people watching, so that Alan Osborne should get that many more people.
Absolutely. I've talked about Alan before, and I know some people have gone over there. Whatever happened to News Now California? Why doesn't he do audits anymore? I talk to Phil. I talk to Phil every now and again, and he just he was ready to move on. He wasn't getting. Yeah, he was. Actually, he's over 70. Yeah, he's over 70 years old, and I think he wants to do more relaxing and a lot less stressing. Yeah, I mean, when you guys remember when he got arrested in Alabama when we went out there, he had a hard time. He had to fly back and forth from California to Alabama multiple times, and it was just a lot of stress on him and his wife. Um, so yeah, he's doing a little more relaxing now and a lot less stressing. But um, we can make up for that. We got new people coming in and hopefully trying to go about it the right way. Doing it in a good manner. Um, yeah. Oh, There you go. Right through in Alan Osborne's link there. If anybody hasn't been over there, definitely check out Alan. He definitely got some stories that'll make your head spin, man. Gavin Seam just got arrested, I believe, in Mexico. I thought I saw somewhere. I believe I saw that. Canada's watching. Hello, Canada's watching.
Did that just happen, or was that just that trolls digging for something from years ago?
What's that?
The Gavin Simon story.
No, I think that's recently. I think that was recent. Was News Now Houston really guilty? Well, Jumpa, I didn't go to the trial. I know some people did go to the trial.
He
I
admitted to doing something similar years ago. So
right. There is stuff from his past that he admitted to. Yeah. So, um, but with the newest charges, I'm not totally sure. I know people that dislike him that say that he didn't get a fair trial. I do know he's appealing it. So I don't know what to say. I was never privy to much of that information. And I kind of didn't want to be privy to any of that kind of information because I have two. Yeah, I got two daughters myself, so I don't like hearing about any kind of stuff like that, whether it's true or not. I just don't want to hear about it. Really, it just makes me sick. Um, but of course, if the man is innocent, he gets his appeal and found innocent, and it is what it is. If he gets found guilty, that it is what it is. I've never um, associated with David, um, just because of what he admitted to in the past. Again, I'm a father, and I just don't associate with people like that. Regardless if you have a camera and you film cops or not, I'm not going to associate with people like that. Um, so I never got to know him. I never tried to call him or tried to do an audit with him or anything of that nature. So, um, of course, I wish no man to be in jail if he's innocent. But I mean, if you're guilty, then I'm a firm believer of, if you do a crime, do the time. I've never skirted away from my obligations when I've messed up. So I don't expect anybody else to as well. But
Eye of the Beholder says, I like his work, but yeah, I used to like his work too. Can I say something real quick?
yeah, here, let Bright say something real quick.
Eye of the Beholder, I like his work, but yeah, I saw a video. I used to watch all his stuff before I even started, and I saw a video of this one really cute cop, and he was talking to her, and then he dropped everything. He told her his name. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm News Now Houston. You haven't heard of me?" And and she was gobbling it up like she was about to jump into Ted Bundy's Volkswagen, and that's where I saw the monster that he was. It was like right after I heard about all the other stuff, and I saw that. I was like, man, it just negates everything. I don't care how much good work you did 23 hours of the day. That 24th hour when you did that, fuck you, man. That's all I got to say about that.
And that's all I gotta say about that. Jenny. I put this comment up because I wanted to talk about it. Is that the challenge to the statute in Indiana that was done by Freedom to Film and the ACLU, Six Oaks? And Alan, this is true. It's not our system of government, I think, that's gone a weary. Thanks, Six Oaks, for confirming that. I had read the case, but again, I missed the footnote. I need to start hitting those footnotes up, brother, man, because I'm missing some stuff. It seems. Um, I forgot what I was talking about. That's crazy. Oh, oh no! What I got it right here on the screen. Alan said human beings can no longer be trusted to hold any positions of power in government. Um, and that's absolutely true. You know, the system of government is great, but it's when you have people in there that have jealousy and envy and greed. You know, speaking of greed, look at the mayor of Dalton, Illinois. I mean, that's just pure greed right there. That's all she ever wanted out of those positions was to enrich herself. And that's what she's done since she's been in there, you know. And not only personally, I mean, the lady's making like 250, $300,000 off her two jobs. I mean, what more do you need, woman? You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. No, you got to spend all the taxpayer money that, you know, that you're already not getting paid in your paycheck. You got to spend the taxpayers' credit cards on trips and, you know, food and all kinds of stuff, dude. Just like in Pritchard, Alabama, that lady at the water department. I did a video on that. I called it Gucci Gate. She had so many goddamn Gucci bags up in her house. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, how about Eyes on the State uncovered the credit card bills at $3,000 in a month for hair and nails?
oh yeah, Eyes on the State just and he'll probably do a video on this hopefully sometime soon. But
Did a live stream.
oh, he did a live stream on it, right? Said, but he did a live stream where he, you know, started doing some credit card audits like I do, and he found $3,000 in 1 month that somebody spent doing their hair and their nails. Right, $3,000 in 1 month on hair and nails. That's insane. That's insane.
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of other stuff too.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, there
Like
always is a whole bunch of
$50,000 in waste.
yeah, and that's a lot of the times. That's a lot of the waste is coming from is these charge cards. Man, they're out of control.
People think they've been appointed to royalty, and that in that government position they look down on everybody because we're paying them. They forget that we're paying them to do a job. They think we're paying them because they won a popularity contest.
Yeah. Did everybody hear rights there, guys? Audit them. I've been slammed lately, brother. Um, I've been slammed lately, but I'm actually thinking and going to be getting back out on the street probably next week because I'm done moving. We got the place almost set up, and the girls can handle the rest, and I can get back and start doing some work. So I'm excited about that. Um, no, sir, I'm good, thank you. So, um, yeah, yeah, we're definitely gonna be, you know, pumping it up here come shortly. December is my halfway mark for probation. So hopefully, come December, I can petition to be off probation at the halfway mark, and if that happens, then I'm back balls to the wall, guys. And won't even be playing with these guys anymore. I'm just going to be slapping lawsuits on them left and right. Uh, in qualified immunity, we're still in Florida. I just moved about an hour north from where I was up in the Rice Krispies neighborhood. So, um, and these guys have an issue here, you know, sort of. Me and Wrights were down at the sheriff's office a few weeks back, maybe a month or two ago, and we ran into the PIO, the public information officer, and we chatted with them for a while and whatnot. And the other day when I was up there, um, I went up there with Blue Steel, and we were talking about those guys. I did a video on them where they strip searched those guys, and I went up there and I talked with the PIO again, and I was saying, you know, that they pulled these guys out of the car for what seemed like no reason, right? And I asked him. I said, "Is that a procedure that you guys go through? Is that you pull people out um, of the vehicle? Every time you pull them over?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's pretty much what we do." And I was like, "Even 80-year-old ladies?" And he's like, "Well, no, it's a case by case basis." So I told the PIO. I said, "Well, listen," I says, "I'm going to start putting bait cars out on the street, and we're going to see if you guys are pulling everybody out of their car for no damn reason and searching them and doing that kind of stuff, right?" And so the other day when I had to go register up there at the sheriff's office, I saw the PIO up there, and I said, "Hey, I know you." And he looks at me and he says, "Oh yeah, yeah, blah blah blah." And I told him, I says, "What? I had to move up here." I said, "To help keep watch on you guys." And there just happened to be a story that morning that I had looked over before I'd made my way up to the sheriff's office, and it was about the Gainesville Police Department and how one of the officers at the Gainesville Police Department was under investigation. 120 hours that he had put on his timesheet that he didn't work and got paid for. 120 hours, man. And it's just like, man, it must be so good to just suck that public money dry, man. Just suck that public wallet dry. Oh, I'll just add a couple hours. Oh, I didn't even work that day. I'll say I worked 15 hours. Hang on, here's Wright, he's got something to say.
It's not enough that it's a cushy job, right? And I'm going to say that, yeah, it's a cushy job. A lot of people think, oh no, but it's dangerous. You deal with a lot of people, but you got to be tough to do that, right? And you get free food wherever you go. You get free dry cleaning. You get your cell phones paid or discounted. You get so many perks and benefits and the power of the badge. And on top of that, you're still going to be greedy. That's a fucking pig.
Absolutely 6 Oaks as far as the as applied instead of facially. Because correct me if I'm wrong, as applied, it means you're challenging that statute as it's applied to you in that specific instance. Whereas facially, you're challenging that statute in any instance, saying that there's no way in any instance could that statute be legal, be constitutional, not just as it's applied to you right then, but as it's applied to anybody in any situation. Is that correct? Did I get that right? Yeah, substantial overbreath, meaning that. Okay, all right. That's what I thought. 6. Thanks, buddy. Um. So. Yeah, if you hear some coughing in the background, don't worry about it, guys. It's medical. Yeah, we got doctors here. I got a couple doctors here. Doctor. Doctor. Yep. Mulberry versus Madison. Is that the 1803 case? Is that the one where they said the judiciary has the power to overturn any legislative passing? Oh, hold on. Here we go. Esconda, Big Mike, you're up there in where the Panhandle up there by Pensacola. Oh no, you said Delta County Courthouse. I don't know where Delta County is. Some courthouses you can't record in, man. Um, I know we should be able to, but in what's up, Chris? In a lot of courthouses, they okay, Michigan. That's right, Big Mike. I knew you were in Michigan. What am I thinking? Um, yeah, some courthouses they have administrative orders that don't allow you to record in the courthouse. At least down here in Florida. I'm pretty sure other states have that as well. Um, in some form or fashion, right? The chief judge's rule or directive, or here they call it a judge's administrative order. And it's pretty dictatorship like, right? The chief judge of each district gets to make the rules for the district courts that, the courts that are under him in his district. And he's given that power by the Supreme Court of Florida. So when they make an administrative order, there's no public comment on it. There's no, anybody checking him, to see, if this is good or not. He just passes it as an administrative order, and that becomes the order for the district that he's the chief judge of. And the only way in Florida that you can challenge an administrative order is if you're a lawyer or you're a judge, and I believe you have to write a letter to like the ethics committee or something like that. It's been a long time since I looked into challenging it, but citizens cannot challenge it. You have to be a lawyer or you have to be a judge in order to challenge the administrative order. So I'm not sure if that's like that in Michigan, but when they have orders like that, okay, no administrative orders where you are at. Okay, so what did they gave you a threat of arrest and kicked you out. I mean, if there's no administrative order, is there any kind of policy or anything like that you can see? Not that policy would overrule law, but I'm just trying to figure out where they're coming from. Because in um, J-Town Press in her Duval County school board case, the the cop stopped her from going into a public meeting because she wouldn't give them ID to get in the public meeting, which you don't need an ID to get into a public meeting in Florida. It's actually against the law for them to try to make you. But the officer said that they had a policy where nobody could come into the building unless they gave ID. But we the school board, and there's no such policy. So basically, the cop just kept her at the front desk for like, I don't know, I thought it was like 20, maybe 30 minutes. I'm not sure how long it was, but he kept her up there for a while and wouldn't let her go to the public meeting because she wouldn't give ID. And finally, a supervisor showed up and they allowed her to go into the meeting. But like literally like 40 seconds later, they harassed her and then tossed her out under threat of arrest. And it was ridiculous, but okay, you've recorded in 5 different courthouses in the Upper Peninsula. Haven't had a problem at none of them except for Delta County. So, what I would do then, if that was me, Big Mike, is I would try to get in touch with the county attorney and let them know that, there's been an issue there at the county jail, or excuse me, the courthouse. Um, and just let them know, hey, I'm an independent journalist. I go around publicly accessible areas. It's totally legal. I'm allowed to be there. Um, and put them on notice and then, go back. And I mean, the threat of arrest of a place that you're already lawfully able to be in is enough standing. I mean, you don't have to get arrested. So, I mean, you could definitely sue. I mean, it's not huge amounts of money. You you got to stack the charges like the cops do, right? You got to get them for trespassing you from a place you're lawfully allowed to be. You got to get them for unlawfully, getting your ID. You got to, stack all that stuff. Retaliation, First Amendment retaliation. The whole reason that they violated your rights, that they asked you to leave, that they detained you and forced you to give them ID under threat of arrest. The whole reason they did all of that was because they were retaliating against you because you were exercising your First Amendment right to record. So, I mean, look at ways that you can stack the charges on them like they stack the charges on us. And don't ever be afraid, my friend, to take a threat of arrest and then give them what they want. Don't listen to what all the trolls say. You're going to be much better off not getting arrested and filing a suit rather than getting arrested, having to fight that, right, and then trying to file a lawsuit. Because all lawsuits ain't going to be won. Even if you get arrested, that's not a guarantee that you're going to win a lawsuit. It's not a guarantee that you're going to beat the charge. Well, if he ran his body camera that long, Mike, a lot of times they shut him off right at the end. Hell, sometimes even before the end. So, but I mean, you could definitely request it. Maybe request any car audio or um, anything, anything like that as well. Maybe. Oh, that's right. You were up there with Press with Rancor. Maybe that's why they wouldn't let you film in the courthouse.
That's some bullshit to have in Press with Rancor, man.
That is. Yeah, press got a raw deal there in more ways than one, not just the court system, but people that was
Make that public service announcement.
supposed to be helping them. Yes, we do want to make a public service announcement. And that is, yeah, do not give anyone power of attorney.
Especially another father.
Yeah, anybody that asks you for the power of attorney, especially if they're not an attorney.
Run, don't walk.
Yeah, definitely. Um, some people will lead you astray and get you into all kinds of trouble and stuff like that. So, yeah, hold on. Wright's got something to say on this topic.
All right, back in the early 2000s, I was selling a house to this 21-year-old kid, a $350,000 house. I asked him, how did he do that? He said he did credit repair. Well, he did credit repair for people, right? But he'd get them to give power of attorney to him so he could argue this stuff. So basically, if you have something on your credit and you want to dispute it, this is not legal advice. I'm not a lawyer. But you want to dispute it, you can send in a letter and asking them for proof. The burden of proof is on the debtor or the collector. So they have a limited amount of time. You send them a certified letter, and if they don't send all that stuff back in time, the certified letter is the 30-day countdown. They can knock it off your credit. Well, if you have something fraudulent on your credit, and then you tried to apply for a loan for something like a house, like a $350,000 house, and they deny you, you can sue that credit reporting agency for 10% of what you were denied. So in that case, $35,000, which this kid did. The guy I knew back in the day, it's, man, bad news. He got 35 grand and bought himself a brand new Lexus IS 350, a 2006. That was back in the day, and he did that, and he never let the people know who he had power of attorney from. He never let them know that he did that. So I just ran away from that acquaintance. I didn't want to keep, those people. Even if you're not part of it, you watch that shit happen. Just like bad cops, that you know the other cops around them let them do it. They become bad cops too. Hang on.
Amen on that. All right, guys, we're not gonna keep it going for too much longer. For those of you that are just jumping in or switching up, um, Benghazi Rabbit was convicted on his 2 counts in Avery County, North Carolina. They are appealing it. It was a shit show. I go through the whole thing at the beginning, so check that out. He was arrested, OMC, but this was a while back now. He's already been to court and trial and jury trial, and they're in the appeal process now, I believe. Yeah, Blue Steel just jumped in. Blue Steel right said, "What's up, buddy?" And Doctor Sean Berry as well. Those of you that don't know, Blue Steel is also in our county, and he's working hard to keep Alachua safe from dirty cops. So definitely check him out. I think Burry is fixing to go to prison for like 8 to 10 years, if I'm correct. I believe so. Yeah, she was looking at like 2 or 3 felonies out there, and I want to say I heard that they were offering her 10 years. I'm not sure how true that is, but yeah, that's why we don't see Furry anymore. What's up, Mr. Winston Smith? So, unfortunately,
Save the humans.
I love it. Save the humans. Sent a really awesome picture of me back in 1980. um, hey, Winston Smith, always save the humans. I love that motorcycle pic you just sent the rights. That's definitely something I would have rocked back then. Randy, good to see you, brother. So yeah, they screwed the Benghazi Rabbit just like they screwed me and everybody else. They definitely uh, want to take us down and to quiet us and punishing us as a way to intimidate others. Um, some of us they just don't get intimidated though. Some of us realize that there's not much else in life if there's not freedom, right? Um, there is nothing else in life without freedom. I mean, the human soul yearns for very few things. Yeah, that's a nice pipe there. The human soul yearns for very very few things, and freedom, the ability to do what you want to do, obviously within legal means, and by legal means I mean by law of nature, such as don't steal from others, thou shalt not kill, common sense type things that everybody should be hip on, not these 500 million laws about blinkers and if your jock strap is too tight or your tires got to be so high or there.
10-year-old car, and it's supposed to be just like it was when it drove off the lot.
Yeah, 10-year-old car and you got to go through admissions tests and all this other stuff, but uh, it, it's just crazy. It's just insane how things are so far gone now. But Yeah, we definitely don't need to get arrested. I've been trying for years now to perfect and to show people that there's a much easier way. There's so much easier way, and even I have done it the hard way, but we're back on the road here shortly, and I'm going to just make it cookie cutter as possible and just easy peasy. I told Wrights the other day, I said, I'm tired of arguing with these people, right? I'm tired of going into these buildings and just arguing with these idiots about what's legal and what's not legal. I don't want to do it anymore. It's not that I don't want to audit anymore. I love auditing. I still want to audit, but I'm done arguing. So what I figured what I do is just slap them with a lawsuit. You know what I mean? Like if you don't want me in this building because I'm practicing my rights, and every other citizen can be right in the spot that I'm standing, then just give me your name. I'll put you on a notice of intent to sue. I'll have blank ones made up. I'll fill them out right there. I'll hand them to you. You can call the police to have them come and kick me out of the building. But before they get there, I'll leave the building so I'm on the public sidewalk, because the police, at least in Florida that I know, cannot arrest you for a misdemeanor that didn't occur in their presence. So I'm out on the public sidewalk. So even if the police are stupid and think that I was trespassing, I am no longer trespassing. When the police show up, I'll tell them exactly what I'm doing. I'll give them the chance to go in there and tell them that it's my right to be in the building and I'm allowed to come back in. Or they can come back out and tell me that they want to enforce their feelings today and I am being trespassed, at which point I will then give the police their notice of intent to sue, and I'll walk away and go to the next spot. And that'll be it. That'll be it. Because I'm tired of arguing when it's they'll Jeff Gray you bootlicker. I know that's right. Yeah, right, yeah, yeah. Right. Said that he's going to go in and tell them that he's when they ask him why he's recording, that he's going to show off to the UK and all the other countries how we have rights and stuff over here, and then he's going to be like, "Psych, I'm just kidding. We don't have rights over here." You guys. That's pretty much fun. But yeah, so we'll definitely be back out on the street, but we're not going to engage in idiotic behavior with these people anymore. If they want to be idiots, I'm okay with them being idiots. They'll just, they'll need to hear it from somebody else, I guess, that isn't me, and I'm okay with that. Some people just need that reassurance of their daddy, or somebody that they consider their daddy, or somebody that they consider in charge. Somebody with authority. Could be an 18-year-old kid that could barely pass high school, but is able to get into a police uniform that they listen to as their authority. But so be it. You know, if that's who they want to listen to, then that's on them. So be it. Good for them for at least listening to somebody. But yeah, hey, one man in Japan. Any link to join the chat? The D man. Who is the D man? Do I know you, D man? You're not gonna come up here and show your D, are you, man? Because we don't do D pics up here, man. But you can come on up. Cool. There's the link, my friend. Hop on up. In fact, I'm gonna let Rights here speak with you folks for a minute, because I need to step away for a moment. And Rights is gonna host the Rogue Nation Power Hour.
All right, now I'm going to tell you guys everything and how I really feel about everyone. No, I'll never let you know. What's up, y'all? Melissa Stedman, thanks. Smash that like button. Damn, man. I'm on this guy's computer. This Everybody, help Rogue Nation out. Help him get a new computer. I think he was spared also, like Southwest Airlines, because he's running on Windows 3.1. Yes, Winston Smith, I'll be there because I have to be part of the cook-off. We're having a cook-off October 19th in Pensacola, Florida. The exact location is TBD. We have a place, but we'll let you know later on. Myself and John Felix and the Armed Fisherman, aka Solar Yacker, are going to have a cook-off, and even if they win, which I really doubt, I think I'm going to win. I really do. I'm not just saying that. I've had both their food and they're great and all, but I don't know. I'm not modest about my kitchen, and it's just. But even if I lose, which I won't, it's gonna be fun losing, tasting good food because they do cook good food. And then oh, thanks Vigilance Committee for the computer fund, for real, dude. He has all these stickers all over it and stuff. This guy loves stickers, but I'm gonna tell him, you say goodbye to the stickers and the computer. Get you a new computer, man. This thing is, I think you can hear the fans in the background struggling. And I don't mean to like shame him about it. It's not a shame. It's just like concern. He needs better equipment. A couple years ago, when I was in my transition moving from my old house to here, we were renting a condo and I built a computer while I was there, and that's the one that I have till this day. And it it, it was a fun project. My friends really know how to work with that stuff, and they helped me out with it, like I was having another baby. They helped me build a computer. You're glad I'm not confident? No, I mean, John Felix has come over here. He was just here a week ago when we first started helping Rogue move. He helped me pick some chanterelle mushrooms off my property, and we cooked those up. And Rogue and his daughters helped me pick some grapes off our property that I'm going to make into some wine again, like I did last year. Oh wait, one man in Japan is here. All right, here we go. And so is the D man. Konbanwa.
Konbanwa.
Howdy, howdy.
Hey, the D man.
What's happening, man?
What's
How's it going,
going on?
everybody? Not too bad. Just sitting back. I saw Rogue on the live, and I was on his last stream when we were talking. So I figured throw it on. I'll sit and see what you guys are up to.
Right on.
Be careful with them mushrooms. I don't know if you remember a while back, people were getting sick eating the mushrooms at all. You remember that a while ago?
Oh yeah, that happens a lot. Like you really have to be very careful with mushrooms. So
Yeah.
not only I have the app that identifies it, but I'm also part of a couple of groups, so I send it there also. And those groups are really phenomenal. The people in those groups will tell you, okay, now flip it over and squeeze it. Now, does it turn blue? Throw it
Yeah.
down on the ground and let it go. Don't eat that. It's
They know every little trick.
right.
You're better off with somebody who's super ultra crazy smart about it than eating it and then finding out, oh crap, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, but usually that guy ate too many.
It was I forget where it was. I forget where it was. It happened up here too, where I live in the Northeast, and it happened up here too, like the same week, where
Yeah.
somebody ate something and got sick.
Well, that's the thing. It's like those mushrooms usually only come out certain times of the year too. You know, some of the good
Yeah.
ones, some of the bad ones. It's only certain times of the year.
Yep,
I'm gonna
yep.
try to see if I can get onto a computer that actually has a camera. This is my old desktop.
Oh yeah, you're
Yeah,
you're in Japan, right?
I'm back in the States till the end of the month.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, can't you just go outside to a vending machine and get a camera?
Oh, don't feel bad. I'm talking to you guys on a potato myself.
Yeah, but Japan has a vending machine, 3 vending machines per person.
I don't know, man. Do you read my blog there, Crispy Boy? Because I have a post that I update regularly that has nothing but like unusual vending machines and the shit they sell.
Really, I have not seen that, but I will make the time now for sure because that sounds fun.
Yeah, I periodically just anytime I find something new, I just bump it up there.
Nice. Like what's one of the weirdest things that you've seen in a vending machine out there?
Oh, weird. I don't know. There's like ready-made
Sex
meat
toys, of
I
course.
found out in Yokosuka. Like, well, not Yokosuka, but near Yokosuka.
Yeah, there's a big naval base there for everyone.
Yes, there we go. But
All right. Rogue is back, but I want to hear about this.
he put in like fresh bread, fresh vegetables, like basically meal starter kit. So if you're on your way home, you're like, I don't have time to shop. You put in your money and open up this little cabinet, pull out all the stuff, take it home, and you've got, half your meal done.
Nice. So they pretty much treat like vending machines kind of like well, that guy did. Like the what do you call those?
There we go. All right. Wow. We fixed that. Holy Christ. Hold on a minute.
I think I fixed it.
Very good.
Well, I'm going to drop out of the
reverb.
Oh, you got me.
They have
Sorry
those
about that.
big vending machine places where there's like 100 machines too, and like vintage machines, old vending machines. If you've ever seen those things, they're like you could literally get a whole cooked meal out of those things. You would see a vending machine here and buy something, you'd be like, "What is this?" And then it's like it's almost like the grandmother made it.
I was thinking of a food pantry, kind of tiny library food pantry type of thing. One man.
Yeah.
Like what that guy was doing, I guess, with the supplies to just stop by and pick it up on the way home.
Yeah,
in Latin American countries, we call that a cantina. So you pretty much stop at this one place, and it just has this big thing of rice, a big thing of beans, a big thing of meat, big thing of chicken and plantains.
Yeah, quick.
You just slap it all together, and either it's already made for you, and you paid a weekly, nominal fee to have that. I was thinking of starting a cantina.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right. Here's Rogue.
What's up, Rogue?
See you guys at Autopalooza, whoever's going to make it. October 19th. Pensacola.
I don't know. If I start walking now, I might make it.
If you start walking now,
I might make it.
Hey, don't discount hitchhiking. Back in the day, that's how people used to get around. I mean, look at all those people that made it to Woodstock.
Yeah. Well,
but in this day and age.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, in this day and age, you gotta be careful because there's a lot of psycho off-duty cops out there that are picking up hitchhikers and torturing them in their basement, like you hear on the news and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of kooks.
Yeah, I had to take a moment out to go spend some time with the wife. She's getting ready to go to bed, and so I wanted to make sure I got a good night to her before she went to lay down. But so D-Man, what I missed what you had to say. Rights brought you up, but what were you talking about? Anything?
Oh, it was one man in Japan was talking about vending machines, Japanese vending machines, and I threw some comment in that. I've seen some videos on those vending machines he's talking about, where it's like, you like go to.
Yeah, he was asking about the weirdest one, edible insects.
That's a thing in Asia where they eat a lot of that. The Philippines, they do the same thing. They eat a lot of insects.
Yeah, no, I mean, and what's funny is that the first time I saw him, which was last year, I was just sitting there taking pictures, and this mom and a little kid come up. The mom's like, "Which one do you want?" And he's like, "Ants." I'm like, okay.
Here they say Twix.
Yeah, like it's a delicacy.
Yeah. Give me grasshoppers.
This year in the same area, they had a vending machine that had COVID test kits and STD test kits.
Ants.
And ants.
No, seriously, COVID and STD test kits. And I was like, I mean, I guess that's cool. Nobody has to see you walking into the store to buy them. You just buy them out of a machine.
I didn't even know that was a thing there. I thought they were very conservative.
Oh, I mean, there's STDs in every country.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in Japanimation, I mean, there's a lot of horny Japanese guys around here too, It's obviously got to be the case. I mean, why else would you make cartoon chicks like Roger Rabbit? Who framed Roger Rabbit? I think that's our
American animation.
I know. I'm saying that's our one like Japanimation attempt at a chick, And then those guys, they've got volumes and volumes and volumes of anime. I'm like, whoa, somebody's a little bit on the obsessed side.
Yeah, but remember, man, anime over here is like live action most everywhere else. You can find anything in the genres. Most of the stuff that people know about in the West is, all the randy stuff. But I mean, they have science fiction, they have historical fiction, fantasy, sci-fi. I mean, they've got horror, violence, but also slice of life. Just casual stuff. People just doing normal stuff.
Wow.
When I was a kid.
If you can find a genre in like Western cinema, you can find a similar genre in animation.
When I was a kid, it was Speed Racer and Star Blazers. Those were the two big Japanimation pre-anime cartoons. Star Blazers was the big one. That was the big one that was on TV on Saturdays. It was made in like the 60s.
Well, yeah, I mean, Speed Racer was 60s. I used to watch that in syndication on a local station out of Pittsburgh when I was a kid. And of course, the dubbing was horrible. I mean, the story was similar, but they changed all the names.
Yeah, like that one where all the people are jumping on stuff. They do the same thing with that one. What's that? What do you call it? Extreme Challenge, where the people are jumping.
Oh yeah, the TV shows,
rotating wheels.
Those they completely redid the entire audio with those.
Yeah, I love all that stuff. I used to watch that on TV. It was really good. Extreme Challenge. It was something's castle, Tokisho's castle.
Takeshi's castle.
Yeah.
Like Takeshi Kitano he's like basically this extremely well-respected comedian, comic actor. I sometimes see him doing, I'll see his face on billboards for like an advertisement. The guy's old, but he's widely respected.
Yeah, probably famous guy.
Well, he also has extremely questionable views on homosexuality. He's not very PC, let's say.
Yeah, it's a conservative place.
Yeah, he would have been canceled by now in America. Let's say that.
Guys, I hate to do this, but I'm going to shut this thing down. I'm going to hit the sack, and we'll get back at you later.
Yeah, not a problem. Have a good one, Rogue. Thanks for letting me join. Have a good one, man.
Wish I'd got it from the beginning. Yeah, you too, D-Man.
No, we'll do another one in a few days, and because right now I just moved into the neighborhood. I haven't got internet hooked up yet, so I'm over here at the Mr. Wright's Crispy's house using his internet. So I don't want to be a bad guest and stay on too long.
I had no clue you moved. Congratulations. Talk to you later.
Hey, before you do the next one, like, shoot me a message because A lot of times I don't have the computer on. I'm just sitting around doing nothing. So
All right, brother. Well, text me up so that way, because I don't know if my phone got wiped or what, but I seem to be missing a lot of people's numbers and stuff.
all right, yeah, I'll shoot you a
So
note.
yeah, shoot me a message just to make sure I got it. I'm sure I do, but sometimes I don't know, something got my phone wet or something, and I'm missing
Yeah, well,
some numbers.
remember my number changes. My phone number changes annually because I've only got a month contract before I go back.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, thanks everybody for showing up. I appreciate everybody coming in. Again, if you missed the beginning, Benghazi Rabbit was convicted in the Avery County, North Carolina case. They are appealing it. Please send some love and support, prayers their way. Hope for the best, and we'll see everybody again soon. All right. Thanks, guys.